Beth Ziff, how are you?
I am well, Brad Cleveland. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. I'm over in London this week and you're in the Pacific time zone and got up pretty early for this, so thank you for that.
My
I
pleasure.
I remember working with you and your team at the time, back in the day, like the mid 90s. It was training or something we were working with you on.
Yes,
You were building such a great organization, you and the rest of the team with the wireless carrier, if I'm remembering right. But
correct.
you have so much experience, Beth, in this profession, and you're leading a session at the ICMI's Expo conference. Tell us about it. What is it?
Well, Brad, thank you for that. And yes, we go way, way back. But this topic, which I have been part of, and really it's been prevalent for me for over 20 years, is my title officially of the topic is called Turning Crisis. I'm reading because it's a very long one. Turning Crisis into Connection, a customer care framework for managing sudden recall and crisis situations. It flows off the tongue. But if you really want to just remember what it is, just that's what it is. So that could be your
Right?
home alone face, your munch screen face, however you want to look at it. That's the session, and everyone needs to be prepared for it.
Yeah, I'm seeing that emoji right now.
Yeah.
But why is this topic important right now? Maybe stating the obvious because things happen, but
You
from
know
you,
what's so
why is this topic
fascinating?
important right now?
Because people often equate crisis with just a recall, but crisis could be anything. Let's think about it. Maybe your CEO is caught on camera at a concert with the HR person. Oh, too soon, maybe. I don't know. That's a thing. That's real. I know the people. I'll share that story when I have
Oh
my
my.
second. Well, I know people who know the people. It's not the Kevin Bacon 6 degrees of separation kind of thing. But maybe that's the case and that's impacting your organization. Maybe your company has just split. Maybe your company has just come together and acquired new brands. Or you do have the traditional product recall, process recall. Something's happening that's creating a volume surge that's different from business as usual. And we need to talk about that. That's so important to be prepared for how to handle that. And it's funny because I was thinking about this, and I don't know if you watch Hard Knocks or football and coaching, and
Hmm.
it's a show that's sort of behind the scenes of what happens in training camps for football. And one of the things is all about practice and coaching and repeating the same things over and over and learning the plays and learning the plans. And I'm like, this is a perfect metaphor for what we do with crisis. We all know what we're supposed to do, but by practicing and thinking about all of the different ways to do it and thinking about what could come at us, it makes such a huge difference. And I want to be able to share that framework and those guidelines to talk through it and help people have a plan.
Yeah. I remember working with a financial organization, and this was back when Oprah Winfrey had her show, daytime show, and she had a guest on. He said, you negotiate credit card rates, just call them up, and they'll 22 million calls to financials that afternoon. So
There you
maybe
go.
that's an example of just one of a million things that can happen, right? What's the
Absolutely.
most important takeaway that you want attendees to walk away with?
It's fascinating. It's probably not what you think. I think the most important takeaway when you are in a crisis situation is that you have the opportunity to build loyalty. And the reason that's so important is people are reaching out to you. They're reaching out because they either are supporting you and saying, "Oh my God, how did this happen? And I help me. When's it going to be back? I'm there for you. Get through this old company. I love you." And they tell you that. Or they're the people who do not like you. They're very angry with you. And why did you do this? How could you do this? But they're reaching out to you. So you have an opportunity with those two audiences to build loyalty and to glean information that you can pass with your organization, and how transparent you are, how you handle it will help you in the long run. And you can gain new consumers or new clients or customers in a crisis. We've seen it happen time and
Right.
time again.
Do you have my back when it matters? Yeah.
Yeah.
As how will their organizations benefit?
I'm sorry, say again.
Yeah, how would you, in your words, how will their
Oh,
organizations benefit? I mean, it may sound obvious, but really, some
well,
organizations
you know
aren't
what
prepared. So how
yeah.
are they going to benefit?
What's so important is that there's so many insights that you glean in when you have a crisis. You can glean them all day long anyway when people contact the customer care center. There's a wealth of information. Particularly in a crisis, though, you are feeding maybe your quality teams important stuff. You're feeding the legal team, the marketing team, the
Yeah.
sales team. So the customer care group becomes the hub of all the information, critical stuff that's going to affect the bottom line of the organization and how you choose to handle it and what you do and make the consumers whole and get them to come back again, keeping them so that we know the cost to acquire a new customer is much more than keeping an existing one. So all of those things come into play. And I think that customer care leader who is at the center of all of that, and it sort of strengthens your position in the organization because you become that wealth of information that you're going to then share with everybody in the group and
Yeah.
through a framework and speaking it in their language. So the finance people
Yeah.
want to hear the numbers, right? The marketing people and the sales people want to know how can they get sales and build the brand, right? So speaking in those, and quality, of course, wants to know where are the defects, what are the issues, and you're the person that will have all of that and be able to share that within the organization.
Yeah. Anything attendees should do to prep for the session to get the most out of it?
I was thinking about that, and two things. Number one, rest up because it's at 4 o'clock on the day on the 29th, I think is the date. And I was thinking about that, thinking, oh, it's the end of the day. People are going to want to come. And then I was thinking, wait a minute. When you get the call for a crisis, it's Friday at 4:30 or 5:30, 5 o'clock. So it's the perfect time for the session. So
Right.
rest up, bring a clear mind, because be open-minded. There's always something to learn. Despite the fact that we've been doing this for so many years, I learned something new with every single event and apply that and try to share that best practice because there's always a nuance and a tweak. And we're going to be talking about things like the intersection of humans and technology. I like to call it humology because we need both. It's not just one or the other, and it all will come together. And walking away with a playbook about how to do all of that and some cool tools and guidelines, I think what you're going to expect.
What else are you excited about at the conference this year?
Oh my God, I love coming to ICMI Expo. I love seeing you speak because I really want to hear your nuggets of wisdom. I really do. There's always something so interesting that you share. And I use everything you've ever taught me forever. It's fascinating. What's old is new again sometimes, or just repurposed and upcycled, we'll call it. And that's still true in our industry as it
Yeah.
is for clothing or whatever it may be. And I want to see the keynotes. I want to network. I'm so excited about that. And I also love a good book. So I actually like the bookstore because I'm looking forward to seeing what's out there. I'm a reader. I read on my phone. Where's my phone? On my phone, on my Kindle, but I also like a book that I could share with my team and learn a few things. And so those are the kinds of
Yeah.
things I can't wait to see.
Love it.
Get to hang with folks we haven't seen in a long time.
Well, Beth, thank you so much. We're excited about your conference, your session at the conference. Excited to see you there and share, just share notes on what's happening in this crazy, interesting, wonderful profession that we're a part of. So, thank you very much. I'll see you soon in Orlando.
Thank you, Brad. Looking forward to seeing you in Orlando. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. You as well.